Think about it, we all love fruit. Sweet, juicy, colorful. The kind of snack that makes us feel healthy even if we just polished off a pizza 5 minutes earlier. But here's the thing, most of us never stop to ask, how does this magical produce actually get from tree, vine, or bush to our kitchen counters? Spoiler alert, it's not elves in aprons. Behind every single piece of fruit is a fascinating, and sometimes downright wild, journey of farming, picking, and shipping. So today join FactoryX as we're peeling back the layers, pun intended, and diving into 15 of the world's most popular fruits and the amazing ways farmers harvest them. From bananas that travel green to avoid bruises, to watermelons passed hand to hand like a human conveyor belt, to coconuts that require fearless climbing. This is going to make you appreciate your fruit bowl a whole lot more. Buckle up, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at your orange juice, guacamole, or morning papaya the same way again. Coconuts, Indonesia's tropical treasure. Indonesia is basically the coconut capital of planet Earth, producing nearly 38 billion pounds every year. That's a lot of piña coladas waiting to happen. Harvesting coconuts isn't like strolling into the orchard and plucking an apple. Nope, the trees can be 8 to 15 meters tall. That's like scaling a 3-story building. Harvesters strap ropes around their waists and feet, climb like human Spider-Men, and slice down the heavy clusters with a sharp knife. And let's be honest, if most of us tried this, we'd be in the ER within minutes. Once harvested, coconuts are shipped all over the globe to be turned into coconut oil, coconut milk, shredded coconut, and of course, those fancy coconut water drinks you buy at the store for way too much money. Mangoes, Mexico's golden export. Mangoes are often called the king of fruits. And honestly, they deserve the crown. Sweet, juicy, golden. It's no wonder Mexico, the world's top exporter, sends over 4.3 billion pounds of mangoes around the world each year. Harvesting mangoes is a delicate process. Farmers wait until the fruit shows signs of market ripeness. The skin shifts color, the seed hardens, and the aroma becomes irresistible. But here's the tricky part. Mangoes bruise incredibly easily. So instead of plucking them like apples, farmers use specialized nets to catch the fruit as it's cut from the tree. Imagine mangoes being treated like VIPs on the red carpet, gently lowered into crates like precious gems. Once picked, they're sorted right in the orchard by size, skin color, and ripeness. And here's the fun part. Harvesting usually happens in the early morning to beat the scorching sun. Why? Because mangoes, like us, don't handle heat well. Collecting them before the day gets too hot helps keep them fresh and firm, making sure you get that perfect sweet bite. Oh, and if you've ever wondered why your mango at home sometimes tastes different from one you had abroad, that's because there are hundreds of varieties worldwide, from the creamy Atulfo in Mexico to the bold Alfonso in India. So next time you're eating mango salsa, remember, it probably started its life in Mexico and got treated like royalty before it reached your plate. Bananas, India's king of fruit. Bananas aren't just the world's favorite fruit, they're basically nature's prepackaged snack, coming with their own yellow, biodegradable wrapper. In India, the global banana heavyweight, farmers harvest a jaw-dropping 76.9 billion pounds every year. That's enough bananas to make every minion in the Despicable Me movies happy for life. Harvesting bananas is both an art and a workout routine. Teams of 2 usually handle it. One person uses a sharp knife to cut the heavy bunch, which can weigh up to 60 pounds, basically like carrying a small child made of fruit, while the other person supports it from below to prevent bruising. That teamwork is critical, because even the tiniest scratch on a banana peel can shorten its shelf life. Here's the twist, bananas are picked while still green. Why? Because if they ripened on the tree, they'd turn into mushy brown goo before even making it to your local store. Instead, they ripen during transport, thanks to a clever process using ethylene gas that ensures they arrive with the perfect sweetness and texture. Every banana you eat has been carefully handled to avoid scratches. The peel may seem tough, but bananas actually bruise easier than your ego after a bad haircut. Fun fact, the bananas you eat are almost always the Cavendish variety, chosen because it ships well and ripens evenly. But rumor has it, Cavendish bananas might be under threat from disease, which could one day force us to discover new banana MVPs. Scary but also fascinating. Pineapples, spiky gold from Indonesia. Pineapples, the fruit so spiky on the outside yet sweet on the inside that it feels like nature's version of don't judge a book by its cover. Indonesia holds the crown as the largest pineapple producer, turning out an incredible 7.1 billion pounds a year. That's enough pineapples to make piña coladas for, well, everyone. Harvesting pineapples isn't for the faint of heart. Armed with sharp knives, farmers carefully slice the fruit at its base, leaving a short stem to keep the juices from leaking out. And if you've ever picked up a pineapple at the store and thought it was heavy, just imagine carrying baskets of them fresh out of the fields in the tropical heat. Respect to the pineapple farmers. What makes pineapples fascinating is how picky the global market is about their looks. Exported pineapples need to have perfect eyes, the little diamond-shaped patterns on the skin, no dents, and the right balance of ripeness to survive the long journey overseas. Many Indonesian pineapples end up in Japan, the EU, China, and the US, either fresh or canned. Fun fact, canned pineapple juice was a game-changer in global trade because it gave this tropical fruit a longer shelf life and spread its popularity worldwide. Oh, and here's a quirky detail. Pineapples don't ripen much after being picked, which means if you buy one unripe, no amount of staring at it on your kitchen counter will magically make it sweeter. Pro tip: smell the base. If it's fragrant, it's ready. Oranges, Brazil's citrus empire. Oranges are the global MVP of breakfast tables, juice, wedges, zest, you name it. Brazil dominates production with a staggering 35.7 billion pounds every year, and the state of São Paulo alone pumps out 3/4 of that. Basically, if you've ever had a glass of orange juice in your life, there's a solid chance it started in Brazil. Harvesting oranges is done mostly by hand. Workers twist each orange off the branch with incredible speed, and for the higher fruit, they balance on aluminum ladders. That may sound simple, but think about it. Climbing ladders all day in the blazing sun while juggling thousands of oranges. Talk about core strength. Fun fact, São Paulo produces over 75% of Brazil's oranges. Basically, that state alone could keep the world supplied in mimosas. What's wild is how carefully they're handled. A single tear in the peel could ruin the juiciness and shorten shelf life. So yes, each orange is hand-picked like a Faberge egg. And here's something most people don't know. Oranges are often picked when they're still greenish but fully ripe inside. Why? Because they'll develop that bright orange glow later, thanks to temperature changes and storage magic. And let's not forget, Brazil's oranges fuel the global juice industry. That morning carton in your fridge might have traveled thousands of miles just to make sure you start your day right. Suddenly, that $4.99 juice seems worth it, huh? Watermelons, Spain's summer gold mine. Spain grows over 2 billion pounds of watermelon every year and exports much of it to Germany, France, and the Netherlands, where apparently they take summer picnics very seriously. How do farmers know when a watermelon is ready? They tap it like a drum. If it sounds hollow, bingo, it's ripe. Once cut from the vine, farmers pass each melon down a human chain, hand to hand, until it reaches the truck. Yep, actual teamwork. Imagine a group of farmers doing the watermelon wave across a field. Now that's productivity with style. Tomatoes, China's red giant. China is tomato central, harvesting around 134 billion pounds annually. A lot of these end up as ketchup, sauces, or paste. Big farms use harvesting machines that shake the plants, separating ripe tomatoes from stems. Workers then manually sort them, tossing aside cracked or underripe ones. The good ones ride conveyor belts straight into massive bins. So, the next time you squirt ketchup on fries, thank the farmers in Xinjiang and Shandong who made it possible. Apples, America's fall harvest. An apple a day might keep the doctor away, but it also keeps millions of farmers in business. In the US alone, apple orchards churn out nearly 10 billion pounds a year, with Washington state proudly producing about 65% of that. Basically, Washington is to apples what Hollywood is to movies. Harvesting apples is a delicate affair. Each apple is gently lifted and twisted off the branch, so the stem stays intact. Why so fussy about the stem? Because if it breaks off, the apple is more prone to rot. Workers wear special picking bags that strap across their chests, filling them up before carefully unloading into giant bins. Think of it as the farmer's version of a shopping spree, except instead of clothes, it's hundreds of apples strapped to your body. What's cool is how much science goes into apple harvesting. Timing is crucial. Pick too early, and you've got a rock-hard, sour apple. Pick too late, and you're eating applesauce straight off the tree. Farmers use everything from starch tests to color charts to get it just right. And of course, there's the variety factor. Granny Smith's Fugees Honeycrisps. Each one has its own harvest schedule and fan base. Honeycrisp fans, I see you, paying $4 a pound for the Beyoncé of apples. Fun fact, apples don't just go straight to the grocery store. Many spend months in controlled storage rooms where oxygen levels are lowered to literally pause ripening. So when you bite into a crisp apple in April, you might actually be eating fruit that was picked last October. Mind-blowing, right? Papayas, India's tropical sweetheart. India dominates papaya production with nearly 14 billion pounds annually. Harvesting happens when the skin starts turning yellow and the fruit gives off a faint sweet smell. Papayas are super delicate, so workers either twist them off by hand or snip them with small knives, then carefully lay them in padded baskets. Drop one, and you basically have papaya soup. Plums, Spain's juicy export. Plums bruise easily, so Spanish farmers pick them early in the morning when they're cool and firm. Workers gently twist them off the branches and pack them into padded crates. Spain exports tons of plums each year, generating hundreds of millions in revenue. Who knew plums were such a global business? Peaches, Japan's luxury fruit. Japanese peaches are so premium, they're often given as gifts. Farmers gently squeeze and inspect each peach to check if it's perfectly ripe before twisting it off with 2 hands. Each peach is then placed in a soft tray, never stacked. In Japan, dropping a peach isn't just clumsy, it's tragic. Those things can cost up to $10 a piece. Pears, Italy's sweet specialty. Italy, especially the Emilia-Romagna region, produces over 1.5 billion pounds of pears annually. Farmers pick them by hand with a gentle twist, being extra careful not to harm the younger, fragile trees. Properly harvested pears keep their smooth skin and crisp bite, perfect for Europe's high-end markets. Avocados, Mexico's green gold. Avocados, the fruit that sparked brunch wars and turned avocado toast into a lifestyle. Mexico takes the crown as the world's avocado capital, producing around 5.6 billion pounds annually. If you've ever had guacamole at a party, odds are you've tasted Mexico's finest. Harvesting avocados is a high-skill operation. Unlike bananas or mangoes, avocados don't ripen on the tree. Farmers pick them while they're mature but still firm, using sharp clippers to cut the stem. Pulling by hand is a big no-no because leaving a little stem attached helps extend freshness. For the high branches, workers use long poles fitted with blades and baskets to gently catch the fruit. No rough landings allowed. And here's the kicker. Avocados are divas when it comes to handling. A single bruise can ruin their texture, so farmers place them carefully into padded trays or cloth bags. From there, they're sorted, packed, and shipped to avocado lovers worldwide, especially the US, which consumes billions every year. Fun fact, the global demand for avocados has skyrocketed so much that they're nicknamed green gold. In Mexico, entire festivals celebrate avocados, complete with massive bowls of guacamole. And here's a quirky tip. If you want to speed up ripening at home, place an avocado in a paper bag with a banana. The banana releases ethylene gas, which basically tells the avocado, "Hurry up and get soft, we've got brunch plans." Guavas, India's hidden gem. India produces over 23 billion pounds of guavas annually. Farmers know they're ready when the skin turns light green to yellow. Each guava is hand-twisted from the stem and cushioned in baskets lined with banana leaves. The result? Perfectly fresh guavas with that crisp, tangy bite. Jackfruit, India's giant wonder. Jackfruit is massive, some can weigh up to 80 pounds. India grows around 3.3 billion pounds a year, mainly in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Harvesters work in pairs. One cuts the stem with a knife while the other holds the fruit, so it doesn't drop and explode. That teamwork ensures the jackfruit makes it intact to markets or export crates. Fun fact, jackfruit is often called the meat of the future because of its fibrous texture. Yep, vegans love this giant fruit. And there you have it, 15 of the world's most popular fruits and the incredible ways they're grown and harvested. From fearless coconut climbers to watermelon relay teams, the behind-the-scenes world of fruit farming is way more impressive than most people realize. So, which fruit harvesting method surprised you the most? Drop your answer in the comments. We read them all, and who knows, your idea might inspire our next video. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell because we've got more amazing behind-the-scenes looks at how everyday foods are made. Until next time, stay fresh, stay fruity, and never take your fruit bowl for granted again.